which is too bad. It's Saturday, the 24th. Today's the day we're having our crafting Zoom. I forgot to mention it yesterday. I felt like a jerk. I tried to announce it, and I'll do an announcement on Instagram too. But I hope you can come. Meanwhile, it's 59.5. I think that's going to be warm enough to be outside. And I have a surprise for you. Ta-da! Finally finished my Granito. Well, I only finished the knitting part. I haven't finished the finishing part. But I finished it yesterday and I blocked it. So all I have to do is sew the pockets. And I wish, I was gonna say, I wish it was finished so I could wear it outside, because I felt good outside when I went to check. So maybe I will wear it through the whole video. I was thinking I was going to change it right away, but I'll wear it. Good morning. Hope my hair looks okay. I forgot to comb it. I am so in love with my sweater. Thank you, Verena, you charming, lovely woman, for the yarn. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I am... I almost took, I brought another sweater to change, and I will change today. I'm not wearing this all day because I'm going to work on the pockets. Maybe I'll do that during our Zoom crafting session. I couldn't believe I forgot to mention the Zoom crafting session yesterday. I did put an announcement on my channel, and I put it in the down bar. And thank you, Leslie. And Leslie mentioned it on her weekly CoronaVlog, so her not quite enough distance vlog yesterday. So hopefully everybody was reminded. Anyway, is that, oh, rocking the Mean Girls again. But I'm not going to be. I'm going to be weaving in the ends and doing the pocket. And if I get myself organized before our crafting session, I might be able to sew the pockets down during our crafting session. And when I'm done with today's visit with everybody, it will be done. But it's perfect for right now. I'm a little bit in the shade. I'm a little bit in the sun. I think if it gets warmer, it wouldn't be. But it's just perfect for right now. And I'm so happy with it. I cannot tell you. Well, I sat down yesterday and I thought, this is ridiculous. I am very close to having it done. I could finish this. And I just sat down and I just finished it. The sleeves are a little snug. I can't even grab the fabric. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. But not too snug and no issue. I'm like, am I even going to be able to bend my elbow? I can bend my elbow. Anyway, I love it. It's a little bit longer than my first Granito. And my first Granito, my bind off at the bottom of the sweater was not quite loose enough, I think. I mean, it was loose enough. I can get it on and I can wear it comfortably. But as I'm putting it on, I can feel like there's a tension at the bottom that, you know, I'm trying to stretch it over, you know, getting it on. Once it's on, it's perfectly fine. Also, I did not switch to a smaller needle to do the cuff, but I switched to a smaller needle to do the neckline. I wanted to make sure the neckline laid nicely. Although I did the sweater in a size 4 and I did the neckline in a 2. It said a 2.5. And I don't know what that is in millimeters. 3 millimeters, something like that. I'm not sure. But I don't have a 2.5. So I don't think I have a 2.5 in any size. So I did it on a 2 because I had a 2. It's funny, the only interchangeable set I have that has a 2 is my Haya Sharps. None of them go down to a 2. almost all of them go down, end at 4. Even my little tiny short Chiagu, I've got one of those sets, those interchangeable sets from Chiagu that are this big, that have the 2-inch needle heads and the 3-inch needle heads. But I got the bigger size range. They have 2. They have a tiny one. You can get like 000, or I don't even know what, to 3, and then 4 to 8. Because I got that for necks and sleeves and the short needle heads, which I like. I like the 3s better than the 2s. The 2s are a little small and awkward, unless you're doing something really small that you need a small circumference. Then you need a small needle head. But anyway, so I had to go to my Hiya Sharps interchangeable set. It starts at 2. So I do have 1s, but all my 1s are on a 40-inch cord for knitting socks. OMG, did I say good morning? I'm Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I'm so excited about my sweater. So I finished it before dog walk yesterday and soaked it during dog walk and then put it out. And I have a ceiling fan in my guest room, and so I put my ceiling fan on high. And so it was dry by this morning, so I could wear it for you. So I did knit some more. After that, I knit on my, I'm calling it my Hermitage wrap that I showed you. And I started my 4th rock picture. And I was like thinking about that rock picture that I keep wanting to repaint, because I keep having an idea of how I can make it better, or how I'm trying to do it. And it feels like, I thought it was kind of like doing scales on the piano, you know, practicing, trying to get better, and, you know, but it's not exactly that. It's more like practicing for your recital piece. And every time you play it, you say, oh, I could have done that just a little bit better, and I could have done that just a little bit better. That's what it's like. I feel like it's a painting exercise. That rock picture for me is a painting exercise, which I think is pretty interesting. But I liked my last painting, but it didn't have the luminescence. So the thing I changed this time is the other 2. The first painting was a whole different style, and I'm not working on that. I'm working on something that's a little more representational. And both the 2 representational pictures that I've done, I put a very light gray wash on all the stones. Because none of the stones are really actually white, you know. They have, but a lot of them are very, very, very light. And so I decided not, this time I'm just painting each stone individually. And I had thought that I was just gonna do each stone and do the shadows that, you know, like, but when I look at it now and I have it inside and you don't want to see any more rocks, it's very light looking. Now it's possible that when I put the shadows between the rocks, which I'm thinking about doing with the brush pen, when I put the shadows between the rocks, maybe that will delineate them enough so that they'll pop out more. I do not know. This may be a series of 15 pictures of rocks as I try to figure out how to as I learn to paint. This will be the story of my progression. I mean, because it's not even like the other pictures where I decided to do one a month and just see what happens with there's my Maisie girl. See what happens with my style and thank you. Poor Maisie's butt is so itchy. She had to have her butt shaved, and now it's driving her crazy. Is it driving you crazy? Is it driving you crazy? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We call her the carpet dog. And when she's like this, she feels like a nice, beautiful carpet. Right? You go from a shaggy carpet to a beautiful, trimmed carpet. Anyway, I'm doing this. I have 2 pictures where I've done a version of it in February and then another version of it in March, with the idea that I would do do the same picture again periodically and just see if I have improved. This neck, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just the strings are driving me. When I'm looking at it, it feels good, so I'm not going to worry about it. Use them to see my progression as a painter, and both in technique and in interpretation. That's my idea. It's April 24th, so I only have another week if I'm going to do one a month. But luckily I put those rocks in the inspiration thread. Well, I do have my one watercolor painting, waterfall painting. We'll see. But I do have another waterfall sketched up, and see how I do with that. So I have a lot of plans for my watercolor. For my knitting, I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go find my ochre sweater. I am in the middle of knitting a summer sweater out of that poppy colored orange yarn. The linen, I love the color, and I had made a sweater out of that. So I could have, if I hadn't taken that sweater apart, I could have had an orange sweater. Brise. I made a brise. I made a brise by Hannah Fedek, B-R-I-S-E. And I love how it looks in the picture. I have made 2 brises, and both of them ended up as stash again. So I took the linen one apart and started working on an ochre cardigan, which is a short cardigan with short sleeves. It's got a lace detail around the bottom of it. It's by Ambah O'Brien, and I guess I must have been working on that last summer. I think I was working on it last summer or early in the spring last year when Corona hit, and I got to the lace and I decided I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to think about the lace, and it's not a complicated lace pattern. I think that's when I went into boxy mode and I knit 4 boxies in a row. See, this isn't the first time I've done 4 things in a row. You guys have stuck with me through thick and thin and 4 boxies. So maybe it's not so terrible that you have to stick with me for 4 rock paintings. Anyway, I am going to pick that up because I think I did get to the lace, and the lace is only 3 inches or something. And it's got short sleeves. So I think I'm going to pick that up and finish it. And I still have my Silberling that's on the needles. And, you know, the only barrier to that is I have to sit down and figure out where I am so that I can, you know, because it's got a eyelet detail kind of swirling around or diagonally. And, you know, it's got to be right or it'll look weird. I mean, I had to go back and redo some of my holes on that I didn't do right. So I have to think about that. And which is a little bit why I haven't picked it up again either. So maybe I'm feeling like I have a little bit of brain power. So that's a really nice development, to feel like I have a little bit of brain power. That's kind of exciting. Yay! So those are my knitting plans. Plus I'm working on my Hermitage wrap. And enjoying that, although that yarn is you know, it's thin and a little slippery. It's not the easiest yarn to knit. You know, it's not just fun and relaxing as you knit it. You have to pay attention to it a little bit, which is too bad, because it's going to be a lot of stockinette. A lot of stockinette. But it's different than having to figure out a lace pattern, things like that. It's a different kind of attention, so it won't be so bad. But I worked on that last night. Oh, and I played poker. I don't know why. I got an urge to play, so I played in a poker tournament last night, and I cashed. I came in 25th out of 250 or something like that. Unfortunately, it was a rebuy, and I rebought more times than, you know, so I didn't make all my money back, but I made most of my money back. I had fun. And I worked on my picture while I was multitasking. I worked on my picture while I was playing poker. I've never done that before. But I haven't played any poker since I started painting either, so I haven't played poker in a really long time. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I did not sleep well last night. Dennis was wondering if my tournament ended too late, but it didn't end too late, and I sat for at least 2 hours after that and knit and relaxed. So I don't think it was the poker. I don't know what it, although I don't know what it is, you know. I don't know if it's something I'm doing, something I'm eating, something I'm drinking, something, I don't know if it's something I can control. I need to try to figure that out, because this is kind of a drag. Oh my God, I'm loving my orange. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have to go because we're having our Zoom meeting today, our Zoom crafting get-together this afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 5-ish Europe time, and I hope to see you there. They're so much fun, and I'm so sorry that I forgot to mention it yesterday. I couldn't believe it. And I hope to see you. So I need to get this up and going and maybe pin my pockets down so that I'm ready, and think about, go look at my other Granito and see what stitch I use to stitch down the pockets, and so I can work on this. And if it's going to take too much brain power because I'm going to be talking and chatting, and maybe, you know, then I'll just work on my Hermitage wrap. And maybe I'll go find my ombre sweater, so I have it handy too. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please. Have a good Saturday. Have a lovely weekend. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to some of you in a few hours, but I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.